Well, a great day to all. Thank you for joining me on the first video of the year on Bayou Gold Guy. I am Bayou Gold Guy, and we're going to start the new year jumping into an exciting bag of pay dirt I think everybody's wanting to see. It's a special thank you bag from one of the best gold dirt vendors that are in the business. So without any further ado, let's jump to the new gold epicenter of South Louisiana, our table, and get right into the bag on X marks the spot. And we're going to open this one together. Usually I've gotten these, I check them right when they come in, but literally this just came in today in the mailbox about 30 minutes ago. So we are wasting no time. We're going to open this together and take a look at this fantastic pay dirt from, I think you guessed where we were talking about there, GNS, Gold Nuggets for Sale, but it's Gold Nugget Sales is the site we get it on. Mike at Gold Nugget Sales. Gold Nugget for Sale is his gold selling site where he's selling his specimens of gold nuggets and things of that nature. So we got our one padded bag. We've got our second padded bag here. All right, man, this is going to be fun. Let's see. Let's get this puppy open the rest of the way. Like I said, nicely sealed. His stuff always comes double bagged up, sealed, very well packaged. And there we have it, and it's even got the handwritten, we've got our 100% ROI bag, but in this thank you bag he put out for New Year's, it's 105%, saying thank you to and then you've got his warning on the bottom there asking you to be careful about the pay dirt that they clean, but they still could be some foreign matter in it. But so yes, so for New Year's on December 31st, you were able to order for a limited time his 100% ROI bags, and that includes postage on this supposedly. So this is a $283 bag of gold with a 5 grams of gold guaranteed. But in this case, he's adding an extra 5% to the bag for a thank you for his pay dirt customers for his second year in the pay dirt business, and that equates to about 5¼ grams. So, and he tends to, like he says, pour them heavy. So we'll see if there's a little extra on top of the little extra. So it's this is going to be fun. So like I said, this is a $283 bag. $10.95 postage, so that makes it $293.95 that we need to get back in gold to make our 100 and actually at least minimum to get our 100% and 105% we have. So that's the extra 0.25 grams, I guess. And so we will just see what how this turns out. But at any rate, but that's the other thing, this bag usually is smaller gold in this 105, not all fine gold, but tends to be smaller. But in this, he's offering larger, chunkier gold. So only about 1 gram of this is fine gold, just to keep it fun in the smaller classifications. The rest of it is his chunkier gold. So we should end up with a nice bunch of super cool Gold Nugget Sales gold when this is all said and done. So let's get our first layer open there, and of course it's probably not going to be enough. They seal them up tight, and that's good. $300 bag of material, you don't want it leaking out in your package or your box or what have you. And you can see it's starting out with we've got a good amount of big rocks in there. So let's just dump out our pans here. We'll start with our kitchen steamer. This is the larger holes. These are about 1/4 inch to 1/2 inch, I guess, what you'd call that classification. So it will pull out all the big stuff here. Get that emptied out nice and clean. So we got a little dust in there, but that's good. And let's give it a little shake. And yeah, in these bags like this, Mike does tend to still put in a lot of filler rock. And I've said it before on other videos, I'm kind of surprised he still puts in that much. Just, there's some shells, some seashells in there. Just extra weight, but, you know, it is what it is. And we always get great gold out of it, but it'd just be nicer to have a little more panda material than this filler weight. Is that some river glass there where a cheap piece has been in the river floating around, kind of honed it down. So all right, that looks like we're down to our stuff at that level. I'm not seeing any big chunks of gold in that. I don't remember if this says it comes with a nugget in it or not. For the 5 grams, you'd think there'd be a pretty nice little chunk in there, but I'm not seeing really anything showing up in the pan yet for 5 grams of. There's some little specks of fine there I see. So, all right, well, we're going to go ahead and transfer that to this holding pan. We're going to set us up some water and delve into this big time. All right, I apologize if you still have noise in the background. We've got wire trucks out in front of the house running new transformers and stuff. Nothing to do with mine, but so there's a little bit of background noise. So we're going to go ahead and we're going to do these big pieces here in the garret, just so they don't, because they're just so big they clog up our pan. And you can see that there's not much chance that there's anything of any size going to be found in that, I'm pretty sure. But I know when I had my, I've said before though, whenever I had my 22 karat high grader, there was a big chunk of gold that was that I found in the large size stuff that didn't make it through the kitchen steamer basket. So, but you saw we just did the steamer basket and poured through, and that's our material that we have out of there. Nothing really big in there, so I'm not going to classify that down with the kitchen strainer to get smaller. We're going to keep it kind of keep it fun and take our time with that one for our 5 grams. Because like I said, I'm not seeing flakes or chunks or anything in that dirt, which it is pretty dirty, so it could be coated if there is anything in, I mean, bigger pieces in there. But for that chunkier gold we're looking for, I was expecting to see some pretty nice little flakes on 5 1/4 grams. But there's that piece of glass again. Like I said, I'm not sure if it looks like it's artificial, but it's been rounded down in the streams where it's smooth, no sharp edges on it. That's kind of cool. So, like we expected, nothing there. So, we're going to well, no. We're just going to go with that, like that. Keep it all together. No, I take that back. I'm just thinking about going back through my tailings and having to clean it. I already know there's no reason to have that mixed in with my tailings, because it's no chance of finding a speck coming up out of that. So we're going to go this route. Take this out. Dump us a little bit of this good stuff in there. Lots of organics. There's always a lot of organic matter in most of Mike's stuff. So we'll pour that off to the side. Try to keep our water a little clean to get started, because it does rinse off pretty good once you pour off a couple of pan loads. Actually, my other holding pan is being used for drying clay, the red clay still. I was going to look for somewhere else to pour off the water rather than in my garret, but that's all right. Okay. So here we go. Let's see what we get in our first pan. It's kind of funny. There's a lot of people who are ordering this stuff, waiting for it to go on January 31st, because it was a limited time. And apparently Mike got hit with a lot of orders. I had heard that he's done it. There's been another video out or something about it where he's kind of making a joke about, please, no more gold, no more orders. It's we're cleaning out his gold reserves. But it's kind of a John R. Prospecting. I know he got him 2 bags of this stuff. I just gotten 1, and there's several different people that I've seen online that have said that they've got, that are viewers that said that they ordered up some. And it's kind of been a joke between John and I who was going to get the first video out on this, or if we would be one of the first ones to get a video out on it on YouTube before another channel. And we were comparing orders. My order went in at about noon. His went in at about 1. And there's 2 orders between us, so that he was getting 4 orders in an hour at least on the day he started selling this, because we could compare our numbers. So I got the first bag out ahead of his 2, and there were 2 more between us. So that was kind of cool. So I'm not sure if this is gonna, if he got in his yesterday or today, he might have his video out ahead of mine, or I might have mine out ahead of his. But either way, you're going to definitely want to check out both of them because that's going to be a lot of gold to see, and we'll compare, see if all 5% are equal, or if we're getting those heavy pours. But I expect there to be some finer gold in this. Like I said he was putting in the chunky gold was 4 grams of it was going to be chunky gold, bigger gold, and then there was going to be about 1 gram of fine gold that was going to be in this to keep it interesting. And I'm seeing some pretty nice little chunks that are starting to show up in the corner. Of course, chunky gold doesn't necessarily mean big gold. It means that it'll be chunkier pieces of probably the above 20 mesh. But that's kind of why I didn't want to really classify it down any farther than we had it there, to keep these all these little varieties together. And like I said, it kind of makes for that more natural panning experience for me, unless I'm actually after some really, I know it's going to be super fine gold all through it, and I've learned my lesson on dealing with those, that you want to take it down to that whatever smallest mesh you have on classification, and to get it out of the way. So, all right, I think we're down low enough to get a good look at this. Look at that gold showing up there. Beautiful Gold Nugget Sales gold. Always beautiful, shiny stuff. A couple of larger little chunks still in the way, but I'm not seeing a lot of magnetic sticking at the top. We didn't run the magnet through. We'll check the dirt before we do the next one here and see what we look like in our magnetics. But yeah, man, that's very nice. That is a sweet pile of gold for your first pan there, and you can see that is chunky gold. That is not the fine round stuff. So very happy with the first pan. I'm gonna work this down a little more, get all that fine black out of there, and we'll be back. And just a quick show, when I went back through the pan. I always go through a couple of times after I've gotten the shot of the gold in it. And this is the small stuff that had moved down to the bottom as I was washing it out. So you definitely want to, I mean, it's small too. There's the, keep it in the shot. There's the scissor tips right there. So that's like I said, that's very, very tiny stuff that was in there. So you want to, like I said, definitely work this stuff slow and double check your pans each time, because that little bit of stuff will slip by there, especially if you don't have it. And then see, even the same thing right there, there's still a little more that's showing up. So that's just to show that it is a variety. Down that small stuff is in there, pretty small. All right, let's do a real quick magnet test on this stuff. It's in a metal pan, so if I get too close, yeah, it will stick. Just the whole pan sticks to it. I've got to hold it away from it. But as usual, you can see, like I said, there's minimal stuff in this, as we saw from that first pan. So not usually an issue with his stuff, unless you're buying specifically his fine black sands type dirt, where you really got to watch for it. So we'll go with a little less this time, and because I'm sure we'll get down to some really fine stuff at the bottom before it's over. Let's scoop into our Garrett and rinse it out. But just wanted to take this a minute to say thank you to everybody that was in the New Year's fake live stream, live chat that we did for New Year's Eve. It was great fun. I mean, y'all made it the most fun New Year's I've had in a long time doing that, and I really appreciate, like I said, appreciate everybody that. We had a good number of people in the room on the chat, and spending your New Year's Eve with us down here on the bayou was very cool. And yeah, I was pretty buzzed by the end of it. There were more drinks made than what were shown on the video, but it was great fun. And I'm going to have the next video I have out will be the AU guys video we did for that video. It's going to have its own video, because really great bag that I got from Charlie at AU guys. So I wanted to have definitely his own channel review on that one. And I've got some Dan Hurd bag that I'm going to show. It'll be a short video, because that was some really cool stuff in that. So, but when this came in today, it's like, no, I haven't had time I just have to edit an intro to those to get to post them. I just haven't had time this week. So, but yeah, when this came in early, usually my mail doesn't come in until almost dark. So this came in for some reason really early today, and I have good daylight. We're in a beautiful, it's about a 78-degree day down here on South Louisiana on the 6th of January. So really enjoying that. Nice spring-like weather. And I feel for all you guys that are caught up in that storm that's hitting the Northeast right now. And yeah, and special call out to Carolina Gold Girl. She lost all of her power and tree lines down from ice. And when I talked to her the last time, she was still in the dark. And that's, at least, like I was telling her, at least down here, Hurricane Ida hit us, and we were in summer weather. We didn't have to worry about freezing. It got pretty hot, but you're not going to usually, collapse go down from heat like you would from freezing in up the north like that. So we're hoping for the best for her, and that they'll get their. But they had that ice storm that just thick layers of sleet and ice that weigh down those lines and weigh down those trees and just destroy their stuff. And she said it was like there was a tornado as well, some really crazy winds. So like I said, we wish her the best, and everybody up there in that part in the Carolinas. I know there's a lot of channels that are up in the Carolinas and the Northeast that's going to be hit by this weather. So, well, we're down to the bottom of this one, and then we'll go through. We'll show the rest of the last of them, but get through this. But like I said, I just wanted to say that thank you. It was a great fun. If y'all haven't checked out the Bayou Gold Guy Variety Hour or so New Year's Eve extravaganza video, go ahead Go click over and check that one out. It'll be a link at the end of this video on the suggestions. But it was a different kind of thing for me to do for sure. But we had it timed. We hit New Year's within, I think, 30 seconds from the recorded video to being on the live chat. So I'll take that as a win on that one. So all right. But again, and also just a note, I know this will be out of date when you're watching it on down the line, but any of the viewers, any of y'all watching that were my giveaway winners, Matthew Dickey, Trudy Taylor, Matthew Lopez, and Chris W. We have got your stuff is out and on the way. You two guys that are in the United States, you should have yours in about 3 days. You guys in the UK, Trudy and Matthew, yours is they said it'd be at least 2 weeks. So we'll hopefully it will get there intact and unmolested. But congratulations to you guys on the Xmas Gold giveaway giveaway. Appreciate everybody that participated in that as well. So we're going to have some new stuff coming up in the new year. Like I said, we're going to be doing a different kind of subscriber giveaway when we hit 222 for 2022. And we're pushing 200 right now, so that should be coming up in the next couple of weeks. That'll be I'm going to have to do it pretty quick because I don't want to be doing it after we pass the mark. So I'll try to get it started here and then for next week and have it ready to go when we hit. So all right, well again, beautiful chunky Gold Nugget Sales gold in this pan. That is it's gonna be nice to look at that up close on the zoom when we get it in the house and dried up for sure. So but yeah, Mike got hit with a lot of orders apparently for this stuff, and for good reason. This is 105% ROI including postage, and I don't count postage. Y'all know on my video, and so you see there's some little flakes that got away from me that time too. I don't count postage on my Paydirts. It's just the cost of doing business. Like we've discussed before, you don't count your Bitcoin and your cryptocurrency transactions. Every fee that's on those is part of doing business. You go out to dinner, your tip may be, sometimes my tip's half of what my dinner was or more, depending on how they did and what I had. But you don't count that as the cost of your dinner. So it's not fair to count gold. And we also count our gold on the price of the day we bought it. That's another thing that really bugs me when I see people that count it on the day they received it. Well, that has no bearing on it. You're devaluing your gold if you bought it when it was cheaper and you get it when it goes up. Either way, it's not a fair representation of what you paid for your gold. What it counts is when the money came out of your account, what was the value of gold of that day? And I get that one really loses me. So yes, we always count our gold value for the day we purchased it, what the spot price of gold was that day, and we do not count postage. We just count the value of our Paydirt of our gold, and if it's Paydirt if the price of postage is included in the Paydirt, then I'll take off, from $9 to $14, depending on how big of a bag of Paydirt we're getting in to compensate for the postage cost. So, all right, we're going to get through this one, and we'll be back to see what we get. Well, here we are at the end of another, and you saw I even put in less that time, and we are getting another holy moly pile of gold in this pan. Really fun stuff to do when you when you see gold like that in every pan. Again, I wish that about at least a half of that rock material that was in there was substituted for actual Paydirt rather than such big. I mean I mean, that would be another good amount of dirt to go through. You're already paying for the weight of the rocks, so I'm not really sure. I don't get unless the actual dirt is at more of a premium, lower availability than because the rocks are always pretty much the same kind of rocks in any of the pay dirts that have rocks in it. Now you get the Benson beaches and the bags of the finer gold and stuff. You don't have those that filler rock in it like that. It's usually pretty fine material and minimal. Nothing over a 1/4 inch pebble here and there, maybe 1/8 inch that might be in it. But on the bags like this, where it's basically a 3-pound bag, and 2 pounds of it is rock, especially when you've got over 5 grams of gold. Again, it makes for a pretty reveal when you get down to the end of that little pile of dirt that you put in there and have that much gold. But it'd just be nice to have a little bit more in there to stretch it out. But of course, you can just get it and go a tablespoon at a time, or you classify it down to 2 or 3 different classifications, and you can still spread out your time. Like I said, mine are all the ones I do is always kind of just a go through and get the gold, because we're doing a video and we don't have time to just sit around and play with it for a day. I just don't have the patience to do that anyway. I get started on something, I want to complete it. So now if I got one of those big 1 troy ounce jugs, no, that would be a multi-day compilation video for sure. But look there, that's some bigger chunks than that. Now look at that, man. That's definitely a picker. And look at that chunky. I mean, that looks like almost like that 22 karat gold from the high grader, with all that contour and character in it, and that gold shine. And it kind of has almost that buttery. Oh, there's my big boy coming through. Say hi. Oh, I'm zoomed in. All right. He's coming down coming down. Say hi, Hurricane. Hey you. He's got his little bed there where he's been sleeping. I put some catnip on it, and we had a couple of nights this week that were 32 degrees we got down to. And he's just not an indoor cat. I've got cats inside. I didn't want to get subjected to fleas. I'm going to get some treatment and do all 3 of them so that he can come in and move around from time to time, maybe get out of the cold. But he just doesn't really want to come in the house. He's happy out here, but he was curled up in his little bed there when it was cold. Oh, is that a piece? That big one's not going to go in, is it? Look at there. Jammed in there, like that gold sticking out of there. It might go in if we turn it the right angle, but you definitely want to be careful when you have gold like that, because if it's stuck in the trough and you set your bottle down, it will poop out the top. And I've had a piece did that and flipped right off the damn gold station here. And fortunately, I was able to recover it. But it's the one, if y'all saw the video, it's the one that went down beside the fence, behind the grass and the mud. And I was like, holy cow, I'm going to have to be digging this crap out to try to be panning through dirt to see if I can find my piece of gold. And again, there's another nice little chunky, chunky little picker that's got that beautiful look to it. Very, like I said, a lot of contour and contrast in it, and very golden. So, all right, very happy with what we're seeing here on this. A lot of fun. So we'll be back with the next one. And here we are once again. Got a little extra water in there. Looking at a nice pile of gold. And like I said, I've been putting in small amounts, not a lot of dirt at a time. Yeah, I wouldn't be getting those. I wouldn't be getting all the little particles that I'm finding after I go through it if I'd classified that next size there down, because it's to use enough force to rinse those down. It does carry that small stuff away. So, like I said, depending on how far you classify it down, just make sure you go through each pan a couple of times, because there is even some specks, micro gold, that are showing up in it. So, but that's looking really good. Again, another little picker piece there with a lot of contour on it. Really neat gold. I mean, really some very pretty gold. So we'll get that sucked up, cleaned out, and we'll go on to, we got a couple of pans left of this. I'm not sure how long I can continue. Our day took a major turn here from 78 degrees and sunny skies. We had rain earlier, but yeah, I mean, the temperature has dropped about 10 degrees in just about 2 minutes when this huge north wind came blowing in, carrying more rain with it. And I'm practically in the dark out here now in the middle of the day, and the rain is coming down, but it's blowing from the northeast, so I'm still getting a little bit of protection here, even without my awning that used to be up, that Hurricane Ida took out. I still haven't replaced, but you can probably hear the rain hitting the metal around us. So we are definitely getting some storming, but the show must go on. So can't let a little rain deter us. I'm kind of standing over my camera, so that's shielding it from getting anything hitting it. So we'll go ahead and show this pan going through. Man, there's been I keep finding small gold at the end of this. These last few pans, especially getting down to the bottom of this fine stuff. That if you broke this down, you would be finding gold in every classification for sure. Oh, here comes another wave. I'm really, like I said, the way it's blowing in, it's not even. I'm not getting wet at all here yet, other than a few sprinkles. It's carrying the bulk of it down around behind me. I guess my back's getting wet, yeah. But it sounds like, though, I may have to. After this one, we're gonna have to take it in for a minute and see if this stuff. It's been ripping through fast. The clouds have just been flying by today. Those big puffy clouds tracking by that upper jet stream, carrying that shit up towards you guys in the north. A bunch of moisture coming up through here, heading up through Tennessee and towards the east, in the northeast there, right into that big blue and purple spot in the middle of the map where you guys are getting that freezing. So we apologize for that, but not much we can do about it other than watch it pass by as it heads towards you. And it's going to be a lot harder on you than it is on us, I guarantee you. So good luck with that, my friends. But it is, I mean, it's just like a spring day down here. Spring showers kicking up. But yeah, that was wild. I felt that. I'm out here. I'm in shorts and flip flops with a t-shirt on, and all of a sudden, man, that I felt that temperature drop about 10 degrees, and like I said, in less than 2 minutes, that wind blowing in brought in that cold. And yet the upper jet stream is moving from the southwest up to northeast, but this is coming in straight from the northwest. Oh yeah, but look at there, man, another very cool, very chunky, big piece of that beautiful. Look how gold that is. I mean, right out of the. It's got a little hole in it there. Very very nice stuff, man. It's always such a pleasure to get anything from Mike at Gold Nugget Sales, and to have only been doing this for 2 years. I mean, Gold Bay. I saw Jim and Jeff leaving a message on when Mike put his video out for this, saying, he's been with Gold Bay a long time. Jim and Jeff, a lot of y'all know him from the comments and supporting your videos over the years for sure, your channels, and but he was telling Mike in the messages that credit where credit's due, that Dave's been doing this for 20 years, Mike's been doing it for 2. And has really stepped up the game in this stuff, and given some people pause to try to match his quality, and then when you get to the customer service, like I said, I ordered this on the 31st, and this is the first stuff that I haven't gotten within 4 days. It was about 6 days, and I imagine it's just because he was so overrun with orders that he does not usually have that kind of pressure on for getting them out, making up bags, and getting them out as quick as he did for these, because he does not have as far as I know, he does all this is done by himself, his dad, his wife, it's family thing, making up his stuff. So I mean, I might be mistaken about that, but I know, like I said, Dave now has people working for him, and that's kind of why Gold Bay, when you get your Gold Bay bags, you don't get that high overage that you used to get when Dave was making them up himself. And some days, like I said, he'd say, I mess up. Some days he'd feel a little freer with his gold, or maybe he got a good batch out of his mine, and you'd end up with a nice big extra over on his bags. And but when you got other people doing your stuff for you, they're not going to be giving away. It's not the same giving away somebody else's gold as giving yours beefing up bags. So I think that's part of the big reason why the amounts that we see in our Gold Bays, from the videos that I see back before I was ever ordering it to what I've seen since I've been doing this, is gone. So, but all right, well, we are down to our final pan here. The rain is just a pouring. What are we, 38 minutes in on this? So tell you what, this stuff is so much fun, and it's not like we don't have a bunch of it to do. We're going to go ahead and finish this last one off. Y'all can hear a little bit of the background rain noise there. It's it's one of those ASMR audio sensory. I don't know if y'all have seen this. I don't know why it came up on my YouTube stream, but it's got 5 million views on it, this video, where the woman's sitting there with a bar of soap and a blade and just raking through, and as she does, it crumbles into little cubic shapes off. I mean, some kind of dried soap. It's like, where do you even get soap like that? But an hour-long video of just sitting there doing colored soaps, raking it with a knife, shaving off, and it just crumbles these cubes. But it's that audio sensory response thing where it triggers that relaxation or that satisfaction in you from watching somebody else doing something like that. And sure enough, man, I found myself sitting there. I'm watching it on my phone while I'm watching as I'm answering videos but I'm watching the YouTube video on my TV. I'm watching YouTube, and as I see this come up on my phone, so I start watching it, and before I know it, I've had it on there for 30 minutes watching this woman with this big utility knife slicing through bars of soap, along with 5.5 other million other people that have sat there and watched it apparently. But yeah, if you have not seen that, I would be interested to, if you have seen it, I would be interested in hearing a comment for if you found it found yourself watching it longer than you'd ever expected to when you. And now I've got, there's 20 of them on the feed. God, I subscribe to it. That's right. So yeah, but they've got videos they've been putting out for years, apparently doing this crushing soap. But my question is, where in the hell do you find these soaps? Because I've never seen any soap like that. Or do you have to, and some of them are like coated with gold or coated with some kind of a smooth, almost like an icing that seals the soap in, and like a waxy cut. I don't know, I don't know. It's bizarre as hell, but very, very gratifying to watch for some reason. And that's that between the sound of the little cubics just shearing off and falling, and then and it does have that kind of rhythmic tone as she's cutting through them, but it breaks down each one. It's like it's faceted, or has cleavage in each as the little squares shear off of it. Like I said, you just have to watch it. But that's but I'm sure you just punch up shaving bar soap and it'll come up. But yeah, had never seen anything like that on any of my feeds, or knew of that, and now I get 10 different impressions showing up around videos that on my laptop screen, because my laptop screen is what goes into the TV. So I don't use it as a laptop. I use it as basically a cable modem for all intents and purposes. So run it with the mouse, with the remote mouse, from 8 feet away. So I never, and that's why I don't. When I'm trying to answer something on the YouTube off my laptop, I'm sitting there clicking and pecking with the mouse on the virtual keyboard, as opposed to using my phone where I can just do the vocal text on it and answer comments or respond to comments without having to do the whole typing thing. So, all right, we're down once again. The bottom of our last pan. Actually, we still got a little bit extra material in there. Get that out of the way. I will be going through these tailings thoroughly here to make sure that there isn't any fine gold washed out, which I would imagine there probably is going to be a flake or two I will find. I don't expect to be any weight, but I do expect to find a speck or two in there from the really fine stuff. But really fun bag to do for sure, with all that gold showing up in it. Nothing challenging. You saw there was no black sands, no hematite or magnetite to speak of. And it's just an easy recovery and fun, a fun reveal type gold. And so much of it at a time, each time, that makes it, again, that just really makes it fun when you're getting that much gold in your pan with a little bit of dirt. That's an impressive final pile right there. I know sometimes we get to the bottom of some of these pans, it's like kind of anticlimactic as far as we've gotten everything out and there's nothing or a couple of specks at the end, especially when you're dealing with those bags with the bigger gold in them. You might have already got, there's been a couple of those where there's nothing left in the last pan. But this is our most gold with our least amount of dirt that I put in here that we had left. We'd gone through most of them. There's some trying to run away right there, but look at that stuff. Man, that's an impressive sight. But again, 5.25 grams of gold it's going to be quite a bit of gold. And another nice little chunky nuggety piece there. You hear that tick? All these pieces, they tick very nicely. I mentioned that before when I first started doing this, and every time you'd find a piece, you'd pick it up and tick it. Wow, that's so cool. And then you just kind of get to where you're doing the videos, where you're going through it and try to not drag it out too long for people, and kind of forget the the simple pleasures of stopping and listening to that. Yeah, even the little pieces. That's just a great sound. But I said it from my very first video, whenever I was doing this, that I can't see that ever getting old. Finding gold like that in a pan, out of a pan of dirt, no matter how many times you do it or how much gold it is. Just look at that. Look at that. Really nice variety. There's the super fine stuff at the top that's very small. And then there's our medium-sized pieces and some of the little bigger chunks mixed in. Just, yeah, man. Thank you so much, Mike. Really appreciate your thank you bag. And the man's provided us a lot of good material and great entertainment over the last 2 years for sure. And I'm expecting it's just gonna get better the more he does this, and waiting to see him introduce some of that leaf. If you haven't tried any of that leaf gold that I'd had from the first Christmas video that I put out, you know that stuff is not overpriced gold. It's basically, at gold just a little bit above spot price, as most gold is that you get on these vendors. But like I said, the quality of it and the amount you get in a 3.5 gram bag. Man, this stuff's not one to pull up. Because you'd have flakes that normally, a normal flake of gold that would look like it would weigh, a half a gram weighs, not even 3/10, but it's still wide and very, very flat and thin, as opposed to chunky and fat. So you get to see a lot of beautiful details on it. Man, that stuff's hard to get in. This bottle is feeling heavy. You can feel the gold in it very well. But yeah, just like I said, when you have pieces that are that broad and flat, and you can see they've got so much beautiful detail and contours and character in them. It's it's great, because you look like you're getting a ton of gold for the weight, and it's gold that pieces that you can pick up and really hold in your hand and look at. Put them under the magnifying glass and see the really cool details in them stand out. So I would definitely recommend. I know there was a number of people looking at that. There's that super fine. I didn't realize I've been zoomed in all that time. Sorry. Super fine gold there. So my back is getting pretty wet now. It's it's amazing in this part. You can see that we haven't even had raindrops barely hitting the water here, except occasionally. But another 6 or 8 inches back this way, and yeah, my back is very wet. The brim of the hat has helped a bit. Definitely helped keep the water off the camera here, and some of it off my shoulders. So there, we've still got some little flakes popping up there. When you tap them out of that fine dirt, you can see them showing back up. So, all right, well, I'm going to pan through this a couple more times and make sure we're all clear, and we'll be back for the dump. Well, all right, it is time to see what 5.25 grams of Gold Nugget. Excuse me. Gold Nugget Sales fine gold and chunky gold looks like. We'll pour off some of our water there. Make sure there's no. All right, man. That's it looks like a lot of gold in that pan, doesn't it? There is some very fine gold mixed in with that stuff. That's what everybody likes, is the smile. that is a smile right there. So that's some beautiful, man, the rain is definitely hitting us now. But look at that in the pan. I don't think it gets prettier than that right there, my friends. Oh, cat coming through. Watch out there. Watch out there, hurricane. So they got the fine stuff going all the way around. Look at that. So very, very happy with what we've got so far on this, and going to go through it a couple more times and get all the junk out of it. Go through the tailings. What I'm probably going to do is actually wet classify this down through the kitchen strainer to get down to the fine stuff, since I'm looking for the really micro gold now. I don't think we're going to see anything in the chunky side on this, but just look at that. Look how fine some of that gold is there, man. That's pretty fine. That is, well, if I can keep my front in the frame, look, that is some small gold there. So that's what you gotta watch for when you're doing this. Is Mike's mixed it up a little bit. And this is just a quick shot for those viewers who don't know. They heard me saying I'm going to wet classify this. All that means is that I've dumped all my stuff out of the pan into the kitchen strainer, and you just pour it through. If you got a deep enough pan, you just submerge it and hit it real good, or just like this, pour some through, and there you have it. It just makes it a little bit easier to go back through and not have big chunks in the way. And then there's all of our finer material there, good to go. So, all right, I'm going to go back through these tailings again and check it out, and then we'll be in the house weighing it up. We are back in with an impressive pan full of dried gold here from Gold Nugget Sales, 105% ROI bag. And this is Colorado gold. This is all, I forgot to mention that. This gold is from their supplier out in Colorado, which is very cool. I mean, I've got one bag that I did of his Colorado gold Paydirt, and that was the first Colorado gold that I had gotten. So let's go ahead and get it in our paper and onto our scale. A lot of fine gold sticking to the pan in this one. Some pretty, like I said, some pretty fine stuff in there. When I went through my tailings, I found about 20 little micro size pieces, little specks, just like you're seeing showing caught up in here. I mean, they were weightless for sure, but there were some little specks that did get through. So I think there's just the fine dirt in that does want to carry it out more so than you would think. So there we go. Very I'm liking the look of that. Some nice, that you would definitely call that chunky gold for sure. Very nice. So we'll get a good look at it here once we get it off the scale. So here we go. Turn her on. Make sure we're set for our 20-gram weight, and we are. So let us. Slow. 2 grams, 3 grams, 4 grams. Well, 5.158. We're actually about 1/10 of a gram off on this because it should be 5.25 minimum on this bag. And like I said, I went through my tailings pretty thoroughly, and there was not but some weightless specks that showed up in that. So and like I said, Mike always weighs them over anyway. But that's what I would expect to get on this bag without the extra 5%, would be about 5.15 to 5.20 grams for what he usually weighs over anyway on them. So I was kind of hoping we'd get about 5.30 minimum out of this. So I'll go back through my tailings again, but I showed, I wet classified it down, checked out both classifications thoroughly, and had, like I said, what I found was we had no weight to it at all. So I'll have to send him a message and ask him if it's what is. I mean, he said 5.25 grams. 5% on 5% of 1 gram is 5.05. I mean 1.05 tenths. So it should weigh out to 5.25 minimum. So we are 1/10 off on this. And like I said, I know for a fact there is not 1/10 of a gram left out in my stuff. So I will, like I said, I'll go back through it and see. So hold on. Well, all right. Went through the numbers, went through my tailings 2 more times. So that makes 3 times total. I classified it down like I said I was going to do. The second time, went back through it again that way. Then the third time I classified it down with even my smallest mesh, that strainer cover that goes over like for frying, that's about half the size of the kitchen strainer. And I found end up with 3 tiny micro specks, and that was it. And so I mean, I was looking for the flour gold. I mean, I'm pretty sure that he would not put in the level of gold like we had in the double black diamond, to that super fine, ridiculously fine gold. This stuff right here is as fine as there should be anything that you would get in that. And that's gold that you could see. And like I said, there was absolutely, I just wanted to be able to say unequivocally that there was no remaining gold in my pay dirt. So with the total that we got, 1.156 grams, I mean 5.156 grams of what should have been 5.25 minimum on this bag. I tend to think that maybe because this is, like I said, this is what I would expect to get on a 5 gram bag from Mike. Normally it would be about 5.15 grams to 5.20 grams on a 5 gram bag, because he does, pour heavy, like he says. This seems to be a bag that it might have just gotten by him. I don't know how they make them up, but this is what I would expect it to weigh as a regular, without the extra 5% added on. So with the 5%, I was thinking it should be about, approximately 5.30 or better, since he said it should be 5.25. And like I said, I'm pretty sure that he's not going to put gold in here that you cannot recover. And I went through it like I was looking for flour gold wizard, or his double black diamond, or even the Kinkies level of the way I was looking. At least I wasn't expecting to find any of that talc gold in this, but that's how thorough I was with my there's a little bit of quartz in there on it, but so yeah, there was no minuscule micro gold at all that I was seeing that I was struggling to try to recover or to get, and I went through small. So that's my opinion on this, is that I think that this is a normal bag that does not have the additional added into it, and it was just a mistake going out. So, because like I said, I mean, I've gotten 3 gram bags from him before. 3.15 grams is what it weighed out. I've seen other bags done. It goes between 3.10 and 3.16. I've seen done from his regular bags before you add in the extra 5% thank you bonus on this. So I'm gonna drop him a line. Like I said, for it's a tenth of a gram off, and or 0.15 if you consider his usual amount over. But this light, again, as always, just does not do this stuff justice. This is some incredibly beautiful. I can't believe this is Colorado gold, because it is so bright and has got so much going on with it there, as you can see. I mean, it is just it's just beautiful. So I mean, I'd just like to have a little more of it for sure, and would have liked to have the full, But like I said, there is no more gold in my pan. So I mean, there's no, like I said, I can say without any reservation at all, I got every bit of it. So it wasn't in there. So, but that being said, 5.156 grams recovered gave us a gold value of $301. And that's on the price that I bought it, which was gold was going for $1,815.77, or $58.38 a gram on that day, on December 31st. So that with that going against our $293.95 cost for this bag, with including shipping, gives us 102% ROI. So we're still over 100% ROI on this just regularly, which is what the bag normally is, a 100% ROI guarantee bag. And like I said, I don't count shipping, so without my shipping cost on it, it's 106% ROI, with not counting the shipping on it, so it's even better. But again, it would have been nice. We'd have been looking at the 105%, 105 and 110% rather than the 102 and 106% we got on it. But again, this is the most gold I've ever done at one time, so that was really cool that I've ever gotten out of a single bag. That's the biggest bag I've done. 5 well, it's supposed to be 5.25, but 5 gram bag beats out the Miners Depot bag by a little bit, the big 250, and very cool. Like I said, it was fun to do. It really wasn't difficult until I started trying to go back through and think I'm missing, micro gold somehow in there. And, but it wasn't. Like I said, you can, even the finest gold will hang to the pan a bit, where you can see it try to collect with itself, especially if you've got a tenth of a gram of it floating around in there. It's going to accumulate around itself in a little cluster where you can, even as it's washing away, you would be able to detect it. So, and like I said, he would not put that kind of gold in here that you can't find, because he'd have a lot of people unhappy saying, hey, I didn't get all my gold. So, like I said, I'm thinking that this was just a bag that made it by my mistake. God knows I make enough of them on the stuff that I'm doing doing jobs all the time. And so, once again, a great ROI on it, period. So, it's hard to not be happy about 102% to 106% ROI, depending on if you count postage or not, and having this beautiful ass gold. So, I still say thank you, Mike, very much, but I'm going to drop him. Like I said, I'll drop him, or a lot of times he'll watch these videos. If you're watching Mike, I'm going to send you a message on it. I don't expect you to send me a tenth of a gram of gold in the mail for this, but maybe on the next bag I get, maybe throwing that little extra side on the side, something maybe. Yeah. No, but very beautiful. Like I said, I would highly recommend it if it's if it hadn't already been gone and it's not available anymore. So next time you get a chance to get some of his, or just get the regular 105% bag. I don't know that it's all these. All these are in the, I think this was kind of special for the Colorado. Like you said, it was his Colorado gold for this one. And I don't know if these bags always come from, have the Colorado gold in it, or if it varies from different, different times that he gets it and puts it out. But it's always at least 100% ROI. And this, it's as beautiful as this gold was. I was very, very, very happy with the look and the quality of the gold. So that will go in our. We've got our this is my regular Gold Nugget Sales vial. It's about a little over 2 grams of gold in this from my Benson Beach and my Colorado gold. And that's what I was going to do, was because I'm going to put it all together, even though the Benson Beach is not Colorado, it's still going to go in with, this is the majority of it. But let's just take a look at it and see how it looks like, if we can see a difference from one to the other on this. So that's the Colorado gold there we just did, and then this is the Benson Beach and then the other Colorado bag that he has, that he sells, his little bag, not little bag. You can get the little bag or the 1 gram or the 3 gram bag of that. But yeah, they look pretty close. I really can't tell much difference. The Colorado gold might have a little bit more shine to it, look a little bit cleaner. But I think, like I said, this one looks a little bit darker in this pile, with it has that, maybe that Benson Beach in with it. I don't know, what do y'all think? But maybe it may just be the angle of where the light's hitting it too off this camera. But it does seem to be have a little bit more reddish gold color to it. I don't know. Maybe not. But it's all going together anyway. Looking at it in the light, it looks pretty much the same. So as long as we're still here, we'll go ahead and break out our John R. Prospecting funnel that he sent me in my mail call, that I've been using quite a bit now, since I remember I have it. And it makes it very nice for pouring your gold. Well, until you hit that gold where it's got that. I forgot I was going to, see how that gold traps in there? I'd forgotten I was going to trim the bottom of that funnel a little bit and try to make it where it would accept gold wider. A little bit bigger pieces of gold. Now it's all flowing through. I guess that one just kind of went in there a little cockeyed, and I think that is sand left. That's what's nice about this camera. You can, like I said, use it for a loop. I can't see that stuff with my naked eye, but yeah, you can see right there, there's no gold in that. That's just black sand. So yeah, man, like I said, I love taking out my gold and just looking at it with this camera, and really looking at the details of it. So there we have a nice, that comes out to about 7.5 grams. So pretty close to a 1/4 ounce of Gold Nugget Sales gold there, which is makes for a pretty vial there. Somebody, next time y'all might be getting a little bit of this in your Gator Eyes vials, huh? Or some of the Paydirt. So, all right, well, beautiful. A great way to start off the new year for our first video of the year. Get my thing into a manageable position here. And so it's you see, we still got the tree going. So it's gonna be time to take it down pretty soon, but I like having it up. So at any rate, again, thank you for joining me on this first episode of the year of Bayou Gold Guy. Great to be going into 2022 with you guys, and hopefully I'm talking to some of you on the chat. I'm going to try to get this out as quick as I can and try to beat John R. Prospecting to the punch. No, it's just like I say, we were kind of, it was a little competition between us, see who was going to get it out, get their gold in first, because usually we order stuff at the same time. A lot of times we get it in the same time. So I just ended up not getting out of work today because of the rain, and got it in early enough to see if I can get this processed and out tonight at a reasonable hour. So thank you once again for the views and the comments, the subscriptions. Like I said, we're almost at 200. So when we get to 222, we'll be doing a subscriber giveaway for that. And I guess that's pretty much it for this episode. And some beautiful gold. I would highly recommend anything from Gold Nugget Sales, one of the very best companies that you can buy from anywhere, and beautiful stuff. And thank you, Mike, for some like I said, some really beautiful stuff. I'm very happy to have it. So till the next time, have a great New Year's coming in, my friends, and peace out. And get you some of that gold. I really like the way that looks. Nice. It looks like a full vial there on the side.